What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to NB Edits. Brandon here. I'm out on a solo trip today. Nick is not with me, unfortunately, but we are going to be doing some open water fishing this weekend. So I thought, what the heck? Maybe I'll hit the ice alone by myself today and just see if I can get into any fish. You guys are probably wondering, where in the heck am I? Well, I'm in Rhinelander, Wisconsin, and it's 56 degrees out today, guys. This is insane. Northern Wisconsin, almost hitting 60 degrees, and yet we still have almost 2 feet of ice. Guys, opening weekend is in like 2 weeks. What the heck are we gonna do? I'm freaking out. I got a couple holes drilled behind me. We've got over 24 inches of ice. That's 2 feet. I'm honestly getting pretty scared for opening weekend, but today I'm gonna be putting some plastics to the test, see if we can get into some panfish, maybe some perch, some crappie, some bluegills. There are bass in here, but we're not gonna be targeting them today. So let's get right into it and see if we can catch up with some nice panfish. Okay, so the first spot that we're gonna be testing out is a little bit shallower. It's actually not too shallow here. We're at about 13 feet of water. I've just got a black colored tungsten jig, and I've got a little white plastic on here that looks similar to a grub, sort of like a waxy worm. I'm gonna drop that down to the bottom. It's gonna shoot down there pretty quick. We're gonna drop that down and just see if we can get any takers. All right, I am on bottom. Now this time of year, especially with how much ice we have, these fish aren't always necessarily gonna be on the bottom. A lot of times this time of year they are pushed into the shallows, but that's not always the case. You might find fish way higher up in the water column, and the reason for that is they're looking for oxygen. So I'm on bottom right now and I'm not seeing a whole lot. So I'm gonna try just bringing my bait up a little bit, and if I'm not getting anything here, go a couple feet deeper and maybe not necessarily fish how deep it is there. Could be 19, 20 feet deep, but I might be sticking around that 5 to 10 range, honestly. 10 feet seems to be where they're gonna be hanging out. All right, well, doesn't look like we're getting a whole lot here in this first hole. I'm way up in the water column. Maybe we'll give it just one more second, but I think we're gonna head to the deeper area and just see if we can find some fish there. Yes, there we go. Hang on, get this out of the water. Wow, when that fish came on screen, he hit it instantly. What do we got here? Just below the ice, guys. Come on. Hey, a decent little perch. Check that out, guys. Not a bad fish. All right, first one of the day. Wow, okay, so it's in there with like nothing. Thought I saw one a little bit ago, but hey, that one came on screen. Looked like there was another one down there too. First fish of the day. Not a bad start. All right, so we're gonna drop that back down there. Actually, real quick, I'll show you guys what I'm using again. So it's just a small little black tungsten jig with a little eye on it, and then of course I've got my plastic here. This is just a white little grub. Came in my mystery tackle box. Seemed to be working pretty good this year, so put it on and just caught that perch. We're gonna see if we can get into another one. Typically, perch like to stick together. They like to school up, so we're gonna drop this back down. I was just a couple feet under the ice. See if we can get hooked up with another one here. Yep, there we go. Another one. Oh, you're wrapped up in the transducer, man. That was just below the ice. Hey, another decent little perch. A little bit smaller than the last one, but hey, this white little grub I've got on, working pretty good. Tiny little perch. We're gonna let him go. Come on, buddy. There he goes. Not bad, guys, but so far from what I'm seeing, these fish are really looking for oxygen. I mean, they are right here, right below me. I've got a little honey hole here. We're gonna get back on top of that school. This white grub seems to be doing the trick. Hopefully we can find a bigger one. All right, well, kind of looks like we might have lost the interest of that school. Not really seeing a whole lot now. So I have a couple more holes around me. One further out, one more back behind me. Might try those. Yep. Oh, dude, if this is a perch. If this is a perch. Come on, baby, let's get the transducer out of there. Oh my God, it's a big crappie, big crappie. Oh, baby! Oh, holy crap! I was not expecting that. All right, let's go, folks. That is a nice one. Woo! Holy crap, I was not expecting that. At first, I thought I had an absolute monster perch on, but that's not what I was expecting out of this lake. And this kind of wasn't also. I've caught crappies here, but this is a big one. Let's get this hook out of his mouth here. He clobbered that thing. He came up. Once I finally got his attention, he wanted it bad. That's probably around 12, 13 inches. Not a bad one at all. That's big for this lake. This is a tiny little lake, so that's really cool to see. We're gonna let this guy go. Beautiful, beautiful fish. That is so awesome. Holy crap. All right, let's get on top of another one of those. All right, guys, so as you can see, I've got a different colored plastic on now. This one is an orange one instead of that white one. The white one, again, was like a waxy worm. This one is more of a wiggler representation. We're gonna see if either the different type of plastic or the different color plastic makes a difference. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Not a big one. Definitely not a big one. Get him up here. Woohoo! Wow. Okay. So we've got bluegills in this hole. That's why we were not hooking them on the other plastic. Interesting. Just a little one. We're gonna let that guy go, but first bluegill of the day. So we've got multiple perch, we've got crappie, we've got bluegills now. So we've got actually everything in the lake that we've wanted to. So that's good. Switching plastics did seem to help. Hopefully we get hooked up with a bigger one than this. We're gonna get this guy back down there. Oh, darn it. That felt like a real good thump. Drop her back down. That one felt like a real good thump. If that was a bluegill, it was a pretty big one. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Right below the ice, baby. There we go. Little crappie. Okay, guys. Well, that's not the big one that I felt, for sure. See if we can get hooked up with one more giant before the night ends. Sun is going down. Definitely not nearly as warm as it was, but hopefully this ice continues to melt and we can get hooked up with a couple more fish. Well, as you can see, currently double rodding it right now. I've got the dual rods going. I had the Swedish pimple on. I've got the Acme Castmaster on. Tried some bigger baits just to try to entice a bigger bite, and unfortunately have not gotten that. On and off camera today, caught a series of small fish, panfish, you know, bluegills, crappies. We've got perch in here. Caught a bunch of all of them, both on and off camera, like we said. Handful of them all, but nothing huge, just that one real nice crappie, probably around 13 inches or so. Lots of different baits, lots of different types of plastics, different lures and stuff like that. So they were kind of hitting on a mist of everything, but nothing that was absolutely key. We tried different colored plastics, and the waxy worm plastic worked well early when I got here, and the wiggler plastic also worked pretty well. I've got fish right below me, but they just don't seem interested. Usually, you can see the sun is going down. This is usually a pretty hot time, but I think the hot bite was right actually as I got here, hooked up with that real nice crappie, and unfortunately since then, the bite hasn't been great. So I'm gonna be packing both these rods up, packing everything up. As I said earlier, Nick and I are going to be fishing the river this weekend. So it's going to be a fun weekend. Can't wait to get out there, open water. I am a little nervous knowing that I'm sitting on over 2 feet of ice right now. I don't know if our lakes here in Wisconsin are going to be open. Who knows? Maybe we'll be ice fishing. Maybe we'll be standing on the ice, you know, casting into some open water. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. We'll see with the next 2 weeks. We have warm weather supposedly coming. We'll see if that happens or not. But we're gonna pack everything up. Thanks for joining me today, guys. As always, make sure you're part of the notification squad. If you guys aren't already subscribed, hit the little bell. Thanks for joining me today. Slap a like if you enjoyed probably our last ice fishing video of the year. Hopefully, we'll see about that. Eventually, we're gonna be getting into some nice walleyes, some smallmouth bass, and then summer's right around the corner, guys. So stay tuned for more tight lines from NB Edits.